friends, and welcome to our YouTube channel, My Expert Doctor. I am Dr. Shalini Singh Salunke, your consultant physician. Through this channel, we intend to provide you health-related, science-based, authentic information directly from medical experts so that you can have a happy, healthy and safe future. I have a story for you today. Let's hear it out. The story is about a woman in suburb named Radhika. She's 34-year female. She lives with her husband, her 3 kids and her dairy farm animals, which includes around 4 cows, 4 buffaloes and 2 goats. And she takes care of everything all by herself. She has been an amazing, energetic person who used to give 100% to every job she is up to. She has been a perfectionist throughout her life, and no one has ever seen her faltering in anything. She has given birth to her youngest son around 1.5 years back, and since then she is feeling a bit weak and fatigued and worn out in her daily activities, which was very new to her. Initially, she thought that probably it's the 3rd kid, the delivery process, the pregnancy which has made her feel a bit low. But over a period of time, her weakness, her fatigue increased to such an extent that a person who used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning is struggling to get up even at 6 o'clock. She is unable to cook the meals for her kids, for her husband at the right time. She's been faltering in her actions throughout the day while doing her household chores, while taking care of the farm animals. Also, by 12 or 1 p.m., she is feeling so fatigued that she feels as if she's dragging her body everywhere. She then felt that something is wrong with her, but again, like normal females, she ignored her all symptoms. Over a period of time, her problems started increasing. She started having leg cramps, body pain, occasional headaches, which becomes frequent over a period of time. And then she also started having shortness of breath while she was doing her regular activity, which was actually very normal for her. Her problems increased to such an extent that in last 1 month, her kids have gone to school without lunchbox at least 4 to 5 times. She is not being able to cook food for her husband as well. And because of all these things, she was feeling very guilty throughout the day. One day, while working in kitchen, she started feeling dizzy and she fainted. She fell on the floor so hard that she hit her head, which started bleeding because of a cut. She was taken to the hospital immediately, where the doctor examined her, looked at all her symptoms, and then asked to have a blood test done. When the reports of the blood test came, it showed that she has anemia. All her symptoms were explained because of this particular condition called anemia. She was completely unaware of all these things. Doctors explained that her hemoglobin level is so low that cannot be taken care of only with medications. She has to undergo blood transfusion. So a couple of bottles were transfused, and then Radhika was explained about this condition, about the cause of all these things, and also some dietary changes, some lifestyle modifications, also some medications was given to her. She realized that all these problems is interfering in her life, in her personal life, with her responsibilities towards her husband, her kids, and hence she gave 100% to this treatment. She followed every instructions religiously, and within 6 months, all her symptoms vanished. She was again 100% perfectionist. Just like Radhika, there are other 52% females in this country who are suffering from anemia, who are struggling with all these symptoms, may or may not be aware of anemia. Just like Radhika, there are 52% females in this country who are suffering from anemia, but probably they are not aware of it. Are you one of them? This video is about the risk factors, the causes and the symptoms of anemia, which will help you to understand whether you have this condition or not. Just a small request, if you like our efforts, please show your support and like this channel. Also share it with your friends and family so that they can also get benefited, and subscribe this channel. Also hit the bell icon. Now let's first see what's anemia. Your body has blood. Blood has RBCs, red blood cells, and red blood cells has hemoglobin, a component which is responsible for giving red color to RBCs, thereby blood. Now, when you have low hemoglobin or low RBC or low blood in whole, or all of the three components are low, then at that point of time you will call it anemia. Now, why anemia is so crucial, so important? Because now whenever we inhale oxygen, it reaches to our lungs. From lung, it is distributed to all parts of the body by blood. This oxygen has a tendency to get attached to hemoglobin and then taken to different parts of the body through blood. If you have low hemoglobin or you have low RBC or you have low blood, the different parts of the body will not be able to get proper supply of oxygen or nutrition, and hence will start showing symptoms. Those symptoms are symptoms of anemia. It's very interesting to see that majorly women of reproductive age group and children under 5 gets affected by anemia. If we look at the data, around 1/3 of the women around the world are affected by anemia. That is, 3 out of 10 women. And if you look at India, every alternate woman, that is 1 out of 2, is anemic. Now let's see what are the types of anemia. So as I have already mentioned that there are 3 components which are responsible for anemia. One is hemoglobin, another is blood, and then you have RBCs. So whenever you have total blood loss, it may be because of accident, because of some surgery, because of any other thing, you will develop anemia. That's one thing. Second thing, if you have less production or reduced production of RBCs or hemoglobin, this might happen because of the deficient raw materials like iron, folic acid, vitamin B12, or it might happen because of the factory, that is the bone marrow, is not functioning properly. Then third is there is increased destruction of RBC. So normally when the RBCs are produced, their lifespan is around 120 days. But if we have machineries which are destroying these RBCs, like we have enlarged spleen, we have autoimmune conditions like PNH and many other factors, all these diseases or conditions destroy RBCs at a faster rate. Because of this, there is increased destruction and hence your total RBC amount in your body will be less. That is anemia. Then fourth is you have sufficient amount of hemoglobin. The production is good, but the production is faulty. The functioning of hemoglobin, that is to carry oxygen and distribute it to different parts of the body, is not happening properly. So abnormal function is also one of the reasons of anemia. Now let's quickly see the risk factors of anemia. The factors which increases your risk of developing anemia. The first one is a diet lacking in vitamin B12, vitamin C, folate, iron and copper. So out of all these components, iron, folate and vitamin B12 are directly involved in the formation of RBCs and hemoglobin, whereas vitamin C and copper increases the chances of absorption of iron in the body. Hence, if you lack any of these things in your diet, you are more prone to develop anemia. Then you have intestinal disorder. Intestine is the part of the body which is responsible for absorption of nutrients. If it is abnormal or you have disease of intestines like inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis or some infection which is acute and temporary, that all may lead to abnormal functioning of intestine. Hence, the absorption of nutrients will not be proper and increased risk of anemia. Then you have menstruation, as I've already explained. Because of that, every month on a monthly basis, a lot of iron, blood, RBCs, everything is being lost from the body, which is another risk factor. Then pregnancy, I've already explained. Chronic diseases are also there. There are certain conditions which affect body for a long duration like liver disease, kidney disease, some autoimmune conditions and many other things, arthritis. All these have negative impact on iron stores of the body. That is, the store of iron, storage of iron is improper, because of which you may have deficiency of iron which can lead to anemia. Now you have family history. As I have already explained, there are certain disease which runs in family and will increase your risk of developing anemia. Age, certainly as you grow, your chances of absorption, your capacity of absorption of nutrients from the food you eat keeps on reducing, because of which risk of anemia will increase. Then there are certain medications like blood thinners or some other category which reduces the absorption of iron. Then you have other conditions like infection. Specifically, I would like to mention infection due to hookworm. Now, hookworm is a worm which enters your body through your foot if you are not wearing slippers or footwear while walking on ground. So these kind of hookworm enter into your body, attaches to the intestine, keep taking all the blood from your body, because of which you will be deficient in blood and definitely anemic. Then you have alcohol, which reduces RBC production. You have blood diseases, autoimmune diseases. All these things will make your body anemic. So I have given you multiple risk factors which might increase your risk of developing anemia. Identification of risk factor is very important. Now let's quickly see what are the symptoms or telltale signs of anemia that you must know. And the first thing, most of the people complain that they are feeling fatigued and worn out and weak. So these are the initial or presenting problems of anemia. Then you might have body pain, which is more severe or gross when you at the night time. Then you have headaches, you have dizziness, you might feel dizzy, fainting like. You have shortness of breath. Many of the females at the later stages of anemia starts developing short of breath whenever they are doing any activity. Then chest pain, colder extremities, you might have pale yellowish skin or eyes. You might have leg cramps, which are very bad. If you have anemia at a younger age, your growth will be affected. You might remain very thin, very small, stunted growth. All these things can be there. Then you can have difficulty in concentration and poor memory. Also, you might have irregular heart rate, palpitations, and swelling in your legs and feet. All these are the symptoms of anemia. A doctor will help you to confirm whether you have anemia or not, and then which type of anemia, and then they can provide you tailored or custom treatment according to your cause. Now, the first thing doctor will do is he'll ask certain questions. He'll try to acquire history of how, since when you have symptoms, how you started having them, whether you have a family history, what is your personal habits, your diet, and every other things. Then they will examine you. They'll see your conjunctiva, whether it is pale or it is reddish or it's normal, whether you have spoon-shaped fingers or nails, that's called coloonychia. Then whether you have pallor, whether you have swelling over your legs and feet, extremities are cold or not, all these things, they will do the examination. Now, if they feel that the symptoms that you are presenting with and the signs that they have confirmed with their physical examination indicates towards anemia, for confirming that, they'll do a blood test which is called complete blood count. In that, they will see hemoglobin, they will see RBCs, MCV, MCHC, MCH, and they will also see the platelets and WBC count. On the basis of this, they will confirm you have anemia. Then what they will do is they will do specific tests to see what kind of anemia you have. Then accordingly, they will give you the treatment, dietary changes and lifestyle changes, which you have to follow religiously if you want to keep yourself healthy and you want to treat anemia like Radhika did. So this video was all about the risk factors and symptoms of anemia. I hope that you will sit down, you will be a bit more aware about your health, try to find out the risk factors or symptoms if you have any. And if you have any of these things, stay tuned for the next video, because I am going to tell you the home remedies for improving the iron deficiency anemia in you. So till then, stay safe, stay happy at your place.